We're here in County Mayo, West County Mayo, having begun our cycle from Mullerany on the Great Western Greenway, and we're cycling on in gorgeous 26 degrees temperatures on our way to Newport, and of course we'll have to cycle back as well. But it's 26 degrees as I chat to you. The countryside is looking splendid, and once again I'm blessed with gorgeous weather for yet another adventure in the great outdoors. Quite a stiff breeze blowing here as I'm cycling into it at about 28.8 kilometers an hour at the moment. Don't be fooled with the e-bikes. I'm only on pedal assist 1 and I never go above that. Were I to put this into pedal assist 5, I'd be traveling at 58 kilometers an hour. The 19th century saw the birth and rapid expansion of the railway system in Ireland. The first railway opened in 1834, with many routes opening over the following 10 years, connecting Dublin with other major towns around the country. By 1886, the line from Dublin reached Westport, and by the 1890s a new line was built linking Westport to Achill Sound, known as Balfour Lines. Arthur J. Balfour, Chief Secretary of Ireland between 1887 and 1891, introduced an Act providing state assistance for the construction of light railways to disadvantaged areas in Ireland, and the under which the Westport-Achill line was funded. The towns of West Mayo benefit greatly from the development of the new railway. It is believed that over 1,000 men were employed in the construction of the railway, while tourism, trade and postal system also improved as a result. The railway company soon became involved in the hotel business. The Mulranny Park Hotel opened in 1897, and from 1898 the hotel began offering a combined rail and hotel ticket. Still considered something of a luxury, the hotel offered electric lighting, hot and cold water baths, and a sea water swimming pool. Now we're still pedaling through the West Mayo countryside. The countryside at the moment, after having 3 weeks of beautiful high temperatures, everything is looking gorgeous. Every type of bush, tree, grass, weed, all have blooms on, and the wildlife is just spectacular. So looking down here, we have 19.3 kilometers clocked up already. So if we do about 25, we still have to turn around and come back to our hotel at Mulranny. Now the gates. The gates, you have to be very, very careful with the gates. They're very, very close. I have very wide handlebars on this bike. You can clip one of those quite easily and end up in the bog, ass overhead. However, the improvement of the road system meant that the track never reached the levels anticipated, and the passenger service was terminated in the mid-1930s. The steel railway tracks were lifted by the Irish transport system in 1938 and sold to Germany for use during World War II.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, had to reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go and burn all bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the foam, pulling stitches. Time to let go, so come what may. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old eyes. And my crooked little heart that seems so rebellious is falling apart right now. I'm bleeding, an easy kid, gonna leave it all behind. I think it's time for me to go, burn all
a country the Emerald Isle is, and how lucky we are to be able to get out and go and enjoy the great outdoors with scenery and weather like this.
Caught behind Elysian lines, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Look at me, mama, what I
have 36.7 kilometers clocked up, and we're not back in our Mulranny hotel as yet. I pulled up back there a few kilometers and it's 26.2 degrees. It's absolutely stunning today. Shorts and t-shirts is the order of the day, and it is bloody unbelievably comfortable and so pleasurable and so enjoyable, and you just want to keep on cycling forever. And tomorrow we'll leave Mulranny and we'll cycle the whole Western Greenway like last year out to Achill Island and have a ramble around there. I love this being out and about. You put in the effort, you give the body a good workout, and when your day is down, you're feeling thankful. You've had a purpose for the day and you're full of enjoyment and full of vigor. Now these gates are very, very narrow. My bike has extra wide handlebars. It's very easy to clip a handlebars and go tumbling into a bog. Here in West Mayo, a few kilometers later, and we're still pushing through the West County Mayo countryside. A few clouds in the sky, but it's still at 26 degrees. Looking up there at the wilderness that is Nephin National Park, it looks so inviting. And then looking to my left at Clew Bay and Crowpatrick. So where else would I want to be today? God's country,